that's a no-no. Yeah. And every time I look in the mirror, I see the man that I always hoped I would be when I'm grown. Every time that I trust in my intuition, I feel it pulling closer like a king to his throne. Just leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Perfect.
Just leave me alone.
Perfect. Woo.
Leave me alone. I see them talking like. Now they talking like.
What up? What up? What up? It is May 26th, and it is How Billy Sees It. I think this is episode 127. I think that's right, and it's a great one. I'm excited for it, yo. I'm excited. We got a guest on this one. It's my dude. Let's just jump right in with comedian Rene. Joseph!
Thank you, Lord. Thank you for having me.
Of course, man. Thanks for being here, yo. Thanks for doing this. So you in the car? Where we at right now?
Yeah, we're at a cookout at my girlfriend's mom's boyfriend's place. I don't know, man. I wasn't expecting to be here. You know how, like, the plans just be shuffling. So I'm just trying to make her happy, but make myself happy by being here.
That's what's up.
You know, yeah. There was a lot of ribs, a lot of hot dogs. I'm 3 plates in.
Good.
It's stressful. You know when you eat so much that you breathe hard? That's
where you at
right now.
That's what's up.
That's what
That's that good feeling, man.
Yeah. How are you
At this point, man, I'm 42. I forget how old you are, man. I'm 42. Sometimes I can't pack it away the way I used to. You know what I'm saying? You talking about 3 plates in? I can't even. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 33, so you know, my back might be big, but I'm still young. You know.
Your what might be big?
My back.
Your back. Okay. Okay. Hold on. I'm just trying to make sure the sound is good on this joint. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta listen to it on the phone.
My back might be big, but
There we go. Back might be
that's
big.
crazy. That's crazy. I was not expecting to hear that.
What's good, man? So how's life, yo? What's going on, yo?
Life is weird. Life is definitely weird. You know, doing comedy and after Trump is in office, Diddy is going through
So
what
much
he's
stuff.
doing, streaming. It's a lot. But yeah, I've been doing mainly stuff online. I've been caretaking, you know, taking care of the elderly, you know.
Okay. That's what's
And
up.
yeah, going up and down the East Coast, just doing stand up. So
Yeah, I've seen your online stuff, man. I've seen you getting into some topics, and it's always funny, man. Whenever I think about you, I met you at a comedy club. My wife Shibu was doing a stand up that night,
Yeah.
and it's such a crazy environment with all these fucking dudes everywhere, or maybe some might say all these niggas everywhere, but I prefer to say dudes everywhere.
No, I feel it.
And when I say that, I mean, there's energies. There's like, you know what I'm saying? There's all these different energies. And my wife is this new comedian. And I'm like,
Right.
It was strange. And it was so cool to meet you. And the way, like, you know, we all just chilled and everybody was passing the J around and laughing. And I was like, you know, this is a cool motherfucker. And you had this like, a do-rag
A
on.
do-rag.
Yeah.
Yellow do-rag.
No, I think it was a purple one that day.
Oh, you know what? Hey, you know, I try
Bedazzled.
to switch it up. Yeah. Bedazzled it. Yeah. No, it was great meeting you as well. I mean, the fact that you're an artist and everything, I've been seeing you animate a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been seeing you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, I really do. I love the fact that we had so many artists at midnight that night. That's really crazy.
That was a nutty night. That was really fun.
Yeah.
Sheba, you know, showed out. I think that was our first one, dude. That was like our very first one.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
How the stars align, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you're doing comedy. There's just so much material, right? Like isn't everything backwards and upside down and stupid and goofy?
Everything is backwards and upside down, man. Like you have, okay, a perfect example is Trump trying to deport, you know, multiple people, even citizens, to El Salvador, right?
Yes.
regardless if they're from El Salvador or not. And then simultaneously, he's saying that there's a genocide on white South Africans and bringing them into the country. And so it doesn't really compute. Like, and it's hard to justify that it's not racist, but
It's
like
totally
the way
racist.
they spin it, it's totally racist. It's like, what else?
It's obviously racist. Yeah.
Right. I mean, you have that situation. You have the Diddy trial where like people are like trying to dispute if Diddy is like even an abuser. And I'm like, we all saw the tape.
Yeah.
It feels like R. Kelly all over again. It's like we saw the tape.
Yeah.
Why are we acting like we didn't see the tape?
Yeah.
So,
I remember the tape.
Yeah. It was pretty rough.
The R. Kelly tape too, yeah. But the Diddy joint was crazy. It's crazy. Like I've seen people at the courtroom with the free Diddy shirts and this whole energy. This is I feel like it's a weird spillover section of the manosphere kind of thing. Do you see this kind of thing where he's just a man and so we want to defend him? Period. Is that kind of? Do you see that?
Yeah, I mean that's a thing. I feel like a lot of people are thinking that like that men are being attacked right now for being themselves. But I don't think that's necessarily the case. You know what I mean? Like, I
hope not.
Like, no. But what it is just like a lot of men don't know how to talk to women, or they find out through these cases that they're abusers. So they're like, well,
yeah.
I mean, I slapped my girl before at least once. And it's like, and I'm like, bro, why are you admitting that? And they're like, well, this is not abuse. That's just one bad time. And it's like, what? That's crazy. That, or they have a friend that's done it before. And they're like, hey, excuse that. Or a family member. I mean, and it's not just a Diddy thing. It's like the manosphere and the red pill situation has gotten so bad because during the pandemic, you have a lot of people who are just starting up podcasts and then they don't really have anybody who's supervising. You know,
Yeah.
It's like being a latchkey kid. You just in the house.
That's it.
You in the families at work, and no one's telling you can't do this.
Yeah.
And now you have the internet.
Exactly.
So like,
and it's just random. You could blow off of some nonsense. You know, you could just do something. Like there's almost no incentive to not do something. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you never know when you're gonna blow up. So if you just keep on throwing the same rhetoric, oh, women do this, women do that, sometimes it gets you more play.
It seems to.
I mean, think about it this way. I know more single guys than I know that are in like good relationships.
More single guys that are in good relationships? Yeah. Yeah.
Or at least just good. Like, if a guy's in a relationship, he's the toxic one, generally speaking. Sometimes it's the woman. Sometimes it's the partner. It's not always my friend. But, like, at the same time, it's like when he's telling me his problems, I'm like, I mean, you could just give her a card on her birthday. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a situation like that. It's like, you know, that's all she was asking for. But when to circle back to the Diddy thing, I see a lot of people doing the free Diddy thing. I think it's a combination of spillover from the manosphere, but also a warped version of pro-blackness. So like for Michael Jackson, I don't know if Michael Jackson did it or not. You know, that's a complicated case for me. Bill Cosby definitely did it. But what I'm saying is that when it comes to this situation, you have multiple black men who are being hemmed up for some reason or another. Yeah. You know the justice system is against black people in general. So if you add that with celebrity and the fact that like when's the last time we had like a true black leader, at least in the last 20 years? You know, with every single black person who's like starting to make it, it's more of like a correlation rather than, it's a coincidence rather than a correlation. Like, it's like Bill Cosby gets hemmed up and everybody's like, oh my God, he couldn't have done it. And it's like, no, he definitely, they're like, there's too many women. There's way too many women. It's the same thing with Diddy, right? Where it's like, there's way too many employees, assistants, escorts, victims, like one thing for people to say about Cassie and like not believing Cassie, it is also interesting that people believe Kid Cudi, which is a very interesting cross, right?
What's
And
Cuddy's
this is
joint
the
again?
perfect-
What's Cuddy's claim with the Diddy right now?
So Cuddy, from what I
Because he actually testified, I think, just a couple days ago.
yeah,
Okay.
right. So basically, from what I understand, is that Cuddy, he started dating Cassie after Diddy. Diddy was upset about
Oh, he
that.
blew up his car or something. Is that
And
right?
it blew exactly. He
Bro.
was threatening. He was threatening Cuddy and said, "I need you to stop seeing this girl." Cuddy's like, "No, fuck you." And then there was one instance where he came up in Cuddy's house and like literally looked through his kids' Christmas presents, which is nuts. And then he blew up this man's car. And then when Cuddy went to go and confront Diddy about it, he said, "You blew up my car." And Diddy's looking out the window like a Marvel villain, like with his hands behind his back. And he says, "What car?" So listen, if you can believe that, why can't you believe that he pimped out his girlfriend?
That's crazy.
It's like, and that's what really shows with the manosphere personally right now, or
Yeah.
red pilling specifically, is that I've noticed that like we'll believe men when it comes
Yeah.
to accounts of violence. It's a question of what if we're willing to like deal with the consequences of that. You know, such as like Chris Brown, he just got hemmed up in London, and it's for a violent case of like beating up his DJ, I think, in 2023. And he went to London, stupid him, thinking that, oh, that was 2 years ago. That's some old shit. Like it's gonna just go away. And cops picked him up like immediately from the airport. Now, it just happens to be a coincidence right after he said free Tory on Instagram. But what is interesting is that Chris Brown has had multiple accounts of violence throughout the years. You don't even have to say the Rihanna thing. You could say anything, right? What is fascinating to me is that most men do not, or not even just men, just fans of Chris Brown,
Yeah.
do not trust any new information about violence because they've already discounted the other violence. So it's the same difference when it
Right.
comes to Diddy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is that like if you believe that Diddy had something to do with Tupac or Biggie's death,
Right.
and
Or
you
blowing
go
up
and-
Cuddy's
or
Cuddy's
blowing up-
car.
right? If you believe all of these things and or at least think it's possible,
Yeah.
right? How
Why
come
not?
when a woman tells you that there's violence done upon her by this person,
Right.
that you don't believe her?
Exactly.
And
See, I think
that's
my whole thing is I think just the whole manosphere thing. It's a zombie brain thing, right? It's a zombie brain thing where we've set ourselves up with this like man versus woman bullshit, you know, and they develop this weird like subculture, you know, so they totally just validate a story about themselves as men and a story about women, and it's just like it's so goofy to me and corny.
Yeah, but the thing is that like I think that it's done with purpose. Not like the people who are victims to it, but like who's orchestrating it. Like, you know, I'm not gonna go as far as to say like the FBI or the CIA or something like that, one of the alphabet companies. I'm not gonna say that, but here's my thing. The gender war situation is meant to divide.
Yes.
It is easy to divide black women and black men by hitting them with stereotypes about each other and making us hate each other, right?
Yeah.
So like if you can't get black women because they're the most educated in the country right now, if you can't get them, who's the next bit you can get? Most likely the lowest educated in the country due to the fact of like systemic racism in one way, shape, or another. So if you have these things, it's easy for you to just go, oh, well, we just have to attack men between the ages of 13 and 18 with just algorithmic, you know, manosphere bullshit
Yeah.
about what patriarchy looks like in a quote unquote healthy way. But really it's an evangelical traditional way.
Yeah, yeah. Patriarchy and love, like to me, like the basic relationship between the black man and the black woman, the basic ability to see each other, you know what I'm saying? Like to interrupt that is diabolical. You know what I'm saying? And they feed the men something for sure. And then the women, it's also based on this monetary thing, right? Because if everything is about money, if everything's about value and money that way. So Elon Musk is the most valuable sort of, intelligent. They project intelligence onto him, wisdom. So for those of us who don't have that, who weren't born in a South African like landmine with, what I'm saying, the Afrikaners the way he was,
Right.
it produces an anxiety in us. It also is like, you see all these videos where they show like girls only checking at a dude with the car, you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
like a lot of that shit seems fake, but it's also like a part of the way they've influenced our culture, man. So we don't see each other. Everything's fucking money, yo.
Yeah, and it's crazy because like, when did this money thing really come up? Like, if we think about it, like we've all been broke up until like the 60s and 70s. So like, when did it come to a situation where all of a sudden we need to have money, even though like we've had every systemic interruption coming up?
Yeah.
Only in the last 20 years have you really seen like a multitude of like black people who are millionaires and billionaires and stuff like that on a regular basis. But that is just recent, and even then, it's the top 1% of black people. Like, I mean, if we make up 13% of the country, and that's like what, like 3 million people, and at most it's like 100,000 or 250 who are like rich. It paints a good picture, but at the same time, it's not the truth.
It's not what the experience is. It doesn't, and in fact, they use those few examples to like keep everybody like striving. Because really what you're pointing to, right? I think what you're pointing to is at some point there was a shift in the identity where like we bought into that. We bought into this like millionaire thing and like everyone can, this get the bag thing that I hear every time if I turn on the fucking radio.
No, for real. And honestly,
it's just a philosophy, you know what I'm saying? It's like an approach to life,
Right. Right. It is a philosophy. It's like, it's become its own religion, its own cult. And the idea that like we've kind of replaced church with capitalism. And when I say that, I'm not even like a Christian, like I'm a Buddhist. So like when I'm saying that, I just mean in the sense of like we've lost certain parts of our culture and then replaced it with something else, but it's like more insidious. Because like I can say that a good portion of black culture in America would probably be like somewhat evangelical, right? And then after that, the next would probably be Muslim. And right after that would probably be like either some kind of like Buddhist or Enlightenment spiritual kind of thing, and then atheist. With that being said, I'm saying like it is fascinating that certain things are falling from our culture or certain traditional things.
What things? What things you point to?
Well, okay. Let's say. Oh, I mean, just talking about relationships and dating, right? It's shifted into a monetary game from both parties. Like it's about how much the man can exploit a woman and the things that she can do around the house or for his future, whereas a woman exploits the man for how much coin she can get from him, or can settle her future. Either way, it's just exploitation between a couple, which is kind of insane. Like, what? Why would I want to exploit the person I love?
Yeah. So they instilled that, though, right? Like, where the fuck did that come from? You know what I mean? Like, it came from like the reality show stuff and just like,
So I think the reality show stuff is a symptom, but not like not the cause.
Yeah.
Like, because think of it this way, like. My girl loves reality TV. I look at her like she's crazy. But then I'll sit for 3 episodes and I'm like, damn, Jacqueline is beating those bitches up. And I like it. It's a strange thing. You sit down with reality TV for like 3-4 episodes and you have a drink in your hand or you're smoking.
It traps you in.
Sudden, it traps you in. But it's literally just because of the fact that it follows like very primal incentives. Where it's like, how much money can you get from a show? Are you able to show your pride, your envy, like certain sins per se? You know what I mean? You get to watch that on TV. Like, You know what reality shows to me is like gladiators in a stadium. Because like ultimately it's the same exact enjoyment that you get. It's like you get a story, you get blood, and then you're like, I'm off, I'm off to the races. Like I'm set. I don't need anything else.
You like
Because
you like the WWE, WWF?
that's exactly what it's like.
That's it.
It's because like ultimately, like, if I see two people fight and that's it, it's like, oh, that was fun. But like I would like to know, oh, he's sleeping with her mother. Like, oh.
You want the backstory, yeah? What the fuck is really going on?
It's like what's really going on before the fight? The thing is that like that kind of TV has a place because it turns off your brain. Like, and sometimes if you come home after a 16-hour shift from one of 2 or 3 jobs, you just want to have the ability to turn off your brain. The issue is that companies
it's too good.
Companies exactly, it's too good. You have a situation where you have companies who are incentivized by how much people watch things consistently. And if you have so many people who are willing to turn off your brain, then you're going to have multiple people going, well, I mean, shit, we might as well just invest in the brain turn off. Like
Exactly.
if people were willing to watch more serialized TV on a regular basis and spend, more money or time on that, we wouldn't even have reality shows. But reality shows, you can get so many more episodes, per season because of the fact that there's lower budgets.
It's cheaper.
Everything's cheaper. The producers are cheaper. The sets are cheaper, and most of the time it's done in 1 or 2 houses. So all you have to do is just set up the crew and the set, and you're done. And you would know better than me.
That's the thing. Yeah, a little bit maybe. I don't know how much you know, but yeah, I've been in some of those rooms and like the production stuff and production houses. And if the whole goal is to save money, then yeah, there's no doubt. You don't, you hire some guy who's excited to like $100 an episode versus like having to get an actor like a Michael B. Jordan. That cost is entirely different. It's a whole different framework.
Right.
But then I think it's just everywhere. And then so that was the other thing. I don't even know if you like what was your first reality show? Like I'm going back to fucking Flavor of Love. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I love Flavor of Love was a very interesting
How old
show.
were you when Flavor of Love was going on?
Flavor of Love. I know I was a teenager.
Cause Flavor of Love. I think I was in my 20s. I can't remember, but I remember everyone was like, everybody's like, "What is this?" It felt like a degradation. It felt like something was gone worse. You know what I mean? Like, there was like an episode where that lady shit on the floor one time, and everybody's just like bugging out, and it was just like. I guess the awareness of the camera, you know what I'm saying? Everybody is just trying to stand out, and it just got really nutty.
Well, I mean, like we have like great talents from that show. So it's interesting, right? Because like reality TV has a really interesting double-edged sword because you can have creative acts that come from it. Flavor Flav is like a talented.
He's hilarious. He is.
He's hilarious, and he's a wholesome person.
Yeah, he's also a good person. It seems.
Yeah, it seems. But like, you never know. You never know.
You know hey, love you, hey.
Exactly. You just never know. But Flavor Flav's major crime was that he was ugly. Okay. That's what his major issue was at the time because we saw 13 very fine young ladies fight for this man.
Yeah. You know what he did though? And this is the key thing, man. He leaned into it. He said, okay, fine, I'm ugly, but guess what? I wear incredibly huge, like gaudy clocks and a crown and sometimes a fucking like a horn thing, and I'm crazy. And it's Flavor. I don't know.
It's Flavor. Yeah.
And it worked. So he ended up having all these spin-off joints, and then New York had a spin-off, and they had several. That joint actually like launched mad careers actually.
Yeah, New York is incredibly famous now. Like to this day, she's still acting.
Yeah, that's crazy.
She's not even. Sometimes she's the host of shows. So it's like it's insane that like I mean, think about it this way:
that's
if
crazy.
we didn't have reality shows, we want to have Cardi B.
Cardi B. Wait, she was doing it on her own, right? She kind of did it on YouTube and stuff, no?
No, she was on reality TV first,
Oh
and
yeah,
then
I didn't know
she
that.
transitioned to rapping, and everybody was like, "Oh, not a reality star can never rap."
That's
And then
right.
she came out with Bodak Yellow, and then
You're
it
right.
changed rap forever because Nicki changed rap for women because of the fact that like everybody understood that she was a girl's girl and a rapper.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's not the
yeah,
same as like Left Eye or like Missy Elliott, where you're like they might be a stud,
yeah,
or Queen Latifah. It's like they might be a stud, but like
yeah.
with this situation, it's more like oh, Nicki and Cardi, these are femmes, these are stems. You know,
Yeah.
so like
I mean,
with that being
the first one for that I got is Lil Kim. I mean, just to be clear.
no, but no. Hey, let's be fair.
Yeah.
Lil Kim started it all. You know,
Yes.
she was the godmother of being a hoochie mama. And I love it.
Yes, and then Nicki came and brought it to a whole new level.
And brought it to a whole new level.
Yeah.
But let's talk about it, right? So Little Kim, you could say she brought the female rap game to a whole nother level at that time.
Yeah.
No other female rapper was doing it like her.
Yeah.
She was coming at you with great bars, and she was talking about her sexuality in a way that nobody's ever heard before.
Yeah.
You heard some things that you were like, damn, you do what with your coochie? That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then you have Nicki Minaj, who glamorized it in a way where she could not only rap, but she could sing. That's the difference between her and Lil Kim. Then the difference between Cardi B and Nicki Minaj is that now you feel like it's been commercialized in a way that now you feel like anybody could become a rapper. Because if Cardi B could come from reality TV to that, now it's changed how women rap. Because now you see so many women who are like, where there are clear lyricists, and then there's women who are like, you're like, you just twerking. But the reason why that works is because now you have a rapper and you have a vixen mixed together, which is the craziest thing.
That's what Cardi is.
And that's what Cardi is.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think they marketed the female rapper heavy. It swung for the booty shaking, like what's the Ice Spice kind of deal? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like in terms of
So Kendrick changed that. You know? Because here's the thing, Ice Spice was very popular during the pandemic, right? And now Ice Spice isn't popular anymore. And the only reason is because of the fact that like Kendrick really made a message of like talking about the culture and how we want more authenticity. Then directly after you have an appearance of Doechii, and Doechii's been whooping ass.
Doechii's fantastic, yeah.
Doechii's amazing, right? So you have Doechii.
I fuck with her story too. I just think it's fantastic. Which is what you're saying too, like the whole thing of authenticity, you know, this story of like she kind of willed herself into it, you know what I'm saying? And she's super talented, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, she plays in her sexuality too, you know, she's not afraid, you know. I think we just it's so funny how these things swing, you know. If we can like accept it sometimes and just look at it big picture, you know, things swing. I think
I don't think there's any problem.
Yeah, they swing. Like I fuck with like an MC Light. I fuck with the you know, the storytelling. And then it just went, obviously, you know, especially if we're talking about women, you know, it went the Lil Kim joint, and now we're in. It's just like who else is there out with Doechii other than Doechii right now? I'm kind of out of it, to be honest.
Okay, so you have Doechii, you have Megan Thee Stallion, you have Doja Cat, you have Doja Cat has bars. You have let's see. Hold on. I have more off the top of my head. Tia Corain. Who else?
Who's the shorty from the TDE?
I mean, Doechii is from Wait.
Oh, there's another one I'm thinking of. She kind of sings.
Oh, you're talking about SZA?
SZA, yeah.
I mean, SZA's a great singer, but she's not a rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably say like the Mona Leo is also really good. I'm trying to think of like who I would be like listening to right this. Tia Corain can rap her ass off. That girl, when it comes
Tia
to
Corain, can you spell that?
TIA, and last name is CORINE.
Oh, Tia Corain. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yes.
Yeah.
There's another one I'm trying to. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember right now.
Mm.
Black female rappers. Mm.
Hold on. I mean, I don't know if this will cut off.
But yeah, okay. So you mentioned Kendrick. So you think Kendrick? What do you think of these battles? Like,
Yeah, he changed the playing field.
Kendrick changed the culture in that way. It's over.
Well, yeah, because like I want to say it's over. It's changed the conversation a little bit. Like you can twerk, you just can't only twerk.
Mm. What about the men?
It's
What about
really
the
like,
men? What is he? Has he? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, it's changed how everybody's been rapping. I mean, Drake, he's been out there, but I think the main issue with Drake is that he's come out with like I don't know 15 songs now, and the only song that's really popped off is Nokia, as of late, and that's a really good song. But like, it sounds very similar to Kendrick, so it's kind of like a weird situation there. But like, a lot of men had like a crazy career after Kendrick, especially West Coast right now, is going crazy.
oh yeah,
I
you
mean,
following the battle with Joey
with
Badass?
Joey Badass, Joey
Yeah.
Badass is fighting the Guinea Force right now.
He
Like,
surprised me, honestly. He surprised me. I was thinking because I don't think like, and I fuck with him. He's from my city. I fuck with
No,
Joey
right.
Badass big time. But as a battle rapper, I didn't know if he had it in him. And I'm watching like his bars. I forget which was it the thing with where it was with Absol and I think Big Sean and I think they did it in a cipher.
yeah.
Every line was a bar, and I was like, yo, and he was coming at people's heads. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean Joey Badass after he put out 1999 and then eventually 2000. I think that what's interesting is that because of the fact that he went into TV, a lot of people considered him to be like going the Ice Cube route and forgetting that he was a rapper. So yeah, he was coming for some people's heads on the West Coast. What's interesting is that they came back with the fact that like he let other rappers like Ice Spice kind of take over, and that's why they've been saying that his team's name is Pro Era, and they've been calling him Ho Era.
Right.
so, so I think it's interesting is the fact that he was like, oh, that's fine. I have like song after song after song, and with each person that he raps against, you can really see how well he's really conversing with everybody.
He's impressive. He impressed me so far
really
more than I thought. But what do you think about Daylight too? Because Daylight's just weird, but first
Daylight's
off,
weird, but that boy can rap his ass off.
Yeah, it's weird schemes and like
he got
all over.
tattoos all over his face, but it don't matter. Like, yeah, I mean, that's the thing about Daylight. Daylight wrote for Drake.
Daylight what?
Wait. Did Daylight write for Drake or did he write for Kanye? I know he wrote for somebody. But
I can see that.
But the point is that like he writes for other rappers. Like he's a fantastic rapper. I think that what Daylight said about Joey Badass was pretty fair. I just also think that I think the shock value of how well Joey Badass is rapping still is what's catching people off guard. So like it's like neck and neck for every battle or everything that he's saying. But because we're shocked about it, it gives him that
another extra level,
edge. Yeah.
I'm proud of him, yo. I think he's doing a great job. I think he's
fantastic rapper, honestly.
And I like that for some reason this feels real fun. Also, it doesn't feel like there's any
feel fun.
Underneath beef,
No, I just think he's just like tired of hearing West Coast rappers all the time. I will admit, after Kendrick beat Drake, rap have taken a huge shift. It's either you hear a lot of West Coast stuff or you hear a lot of Florida rap. You don't really hear as much Chicago or Texas or New York as much as we did here before.
Yeah. It's all ridiculous payola stuff, man. Like if you're talking about the industry stuff, it's a whole money scheme.
It's bad.
It's weird.
It's definitely bad, but I mean, at the same time, good music is good music. Here's the thing. If you know how to market yourself, you can do whatever you want, And if you're a rapper, I mean, not any other artistry. If you're a rapper, if you can't convince people in your city that you make good music, I'm not saying you can't make it. I'm just saying it's a little harder.
Yeah. Just as a base to get excited for you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's the story, yo. Oh, did you freeze up, bro? I think you're frozen. Rene Joseph! We might have lost him, yo. I'll wait for a sec, guys. Yeah, it's been 45 minutes anyway. We'll see where he's at. Oh, there it is. Let me open up the collab cam. Yeah, man, that's Rene Joseph. Real cool dude. Oh, here we go.
Phone died in the middle.
Oh, your phone died?
I didn't even know. Yeah, I didn't even notice that it was dying.
No worries.
We were having such a good time. My bad.
It's all good. How are you on with the phone? What's going on?
Oh, I just plugged it right back in.
Oh, you plugged it in. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
We're all good.
We're good? All right. So like what's the wackest shit going on right now in your mind, dude?
The wackest shit that's going on in my mind.
In the world.
No, it's funny because I understand. It was just it's kind of funny. Okay, so I just moved into this new place, right?
Moved into a new
kind
place?
of a personal story. Yeah, I moved into a new place. I have two roommates, right? And one of my roommates happens to be a friend of mine, and then the other person happened to be this girl who was like homeless. And so my friend, we'll call him Jack for the time being, okay? Just to protect people's, you know.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Yeah. So point is that Jack he moved in this girl Erin, and
Erin is homeless.
It was homeless, right?
Was homeless,
and so what was interesting is that I was like, when he told me that he moved in a homeless white woman, I was like, I don't think that's a good idea. But at the same time, like I've been homeless, so like I understand. You gotta help out who you can, right?
Yeah.
But old girl would talk in the third person, and so like I was like, I don't think she got all her marbles there, man. And
wait, she talks in the third person, so she'll say like her name.
No, so she'll be like we'll be talking about like coffee, for example. We'll be like, she's like, hey, do you want any coffee? I'm like, yeah, I love some coffee. She'll make me coffee on her French press, and she's like, Aaron loves coffee with sugars, with at least 3 tablespoons of sugar. You don't understand. Aaron needs her energy, and I'm like,
okay, yeah, she's one of those, yeah.
You're like, oh, okay.
That's
but like,
funny.
you mind your business, I mind my business. We're all good, right?
All good.
One day
yeah.
last week she texted me and she was like, "Hey, Rene, I don't like it. I don't like the fact that that you stole my coffee and my sugar." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And she texted me and she was like, "You stole 3 pounds of sugar." And I was like, "I've been here for 2 weeks. What am I baking?" And so then she was like, "You stole my coffee." I was like, "Girl, I don't know what you're talking about."
3 pounds of sugar? Like
she texted this to me, so like I can show you. It's the funniest thing.
Yeah. Wow.
And I was like, I don't even. What's funny is that I'm a fat guy, right? Like I'm a big guy, but I don't have any.
That's what I felt like she was doing. I feel like she's trying to like take little cheap shots there or something. What the fuck? 3 pounds of sugar?
3 pounds is crazy. So
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even really. I'm a savory guy. I'm not a sweet guy. So like I eat all savory food, but I'm not going to eat sweets.
Yeah.
So
if it was 3 pounds of gravy, would it be more? You'd have been like, yeah, that was me.
Right. Right.
Yo, I can't see you right now, brother.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm coming back.
Okay.
So
okay.
yeah, I was So I was trying to figure things out, right? And basically, I leave the house for 2 days, and somebody broke her car window. Like I think a moving truck just passed by. Like that's what the tapes show. But she was adamant that it was me.
That you broke her car?
She was like, Rene broke my window today. And everybody's like, no, I don't think Rene would do that. And then they started all the neighbors started checking their cameras. And they're like, nobody's even been around your car all day. It must have been one of these moving trucks. And she was like, no, Rene did it. Ever since he came in this house, he's been trouble. And I was like,
So wait, you broke her car and took her
sugar.
And this is a white woman?
This white woman.
Who's just accusing you of stealing her sugar and breaking her car. That's crazy.
Correct.
Okay, go ahead.
Correct. So then she goes into her car and she takes out a knife and she says that she's going to stab. She said, Aaron's going to stab Rene in his fat belly. And I'm like, and she tells my roommates this in front of the neighbors and she's like screaming and stuff like that. So yeah, it's
What?
like, yes.
How long ago was this?
This is like 4 or 5 days ago. My roommate Jack had to kick her out. And so
That's crazy.
when you're like, what's the wackest thing that's happened? I'm like, that's the wackest thing.
That's the wackest thing that's happening for you right now. I get that. Yeah, that
Yeah,
sounds
it's
whack.
like, it's pretty crazy. Yeah. What about you?
Thanks for explaining that. Wow.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, you know. Hey. Yeah, I know. I saw the text message. What's up?
You saw the what?
I'm coming. Yeah, I just happen to be a part of a show right now, a podcast show. Yeah, it's kind of, yeah. I'll be in a second.
I told this man, I said, yo, you can do the thing, man. We can do it another time. Like, I got this. We can do it.
We can do everything. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Well,
Yeah,
yo, honestly, bro, I mean, we at the time, bro. I should, you know what I'm saying, let you go. Unless somebody's gonna break the car and come get you.
Yeah, it seems like that's what's gonna happen. So, okay, yeah, I'll let you go, man. Thank you so much for having me. I really
Yo,
appreciate it.
yeah, I appreciate it, man. We should do it again.
Yeah, in fact, if you want to like link up, so this way we can do it in person, or if you want to just like chat up, I would love
Yeah.
to. I miss you, man.
Miss you too, man.
Thank you so much for having me today. I appreciate it.
Of course, bro. Of course. Be good. Talk to you later. Peace.
All right, be safe.
Yes. That was Rene Joseph. I hope he's okay. Almost got stabbed a couple days ago. Stealing people's sugar, breaking cars. And then he's at a cookout doing a podcast at a cookout for an hour. I think with his girlfriend. So that's really funny. That's Rene Joseph. Cool guy. Glad he did my show. Thanks for checking us out. Remember, it's all one thing. And that's how I see it. You know what I'm saying? That's how Billy sees it. Peace!
Boom! Yeah! Perfect.
Okay, I see it all GoPro. Whoa, you really can't copy the
Three, two,